I'm going to give you some overview on installing this piece throughout this video. And we'll start by cutting it open and taking out some of the packaging. Here's a bag with some of the mechanisms we'll need for later. There are three major parts comprised of this piece: the weight, the wooden housing that's painted white, and then the glass that holds the weight and is connected to the housing, which is mounted to the wall. Here is the 10-pound weight. The wooden housing. And here is the glass piece. The wooden housing is held, or I should say mounted to the wall using this French cleat. It does need a stud. I will say that from experience. It does need a stud. And here are the two screws for that French cleat. And this is a metal rod that holds the glass to the wooden housing. So I'm just gonna screw in this French cleat to a makeshift stud I've got here. And that should be nice and secure. Next is attaching the wooden housing. So this will be the orientation that is placed on the wall with the slant. Yep, going along, the wall will go along the slant. And this is the bottom plank. I've cut it so that it should fit snugly within, but also it shouldn't be jammed. It should be able to slide nicely back into place and pulled out. So you can set that on top of the cleat, and it should be pretty snug. There's another shot of it. And from the side, it should have an upward tilt along the wall. And now here's that metal rod that I showed you earlier. This is what's going to hold the glass piece within the housing. Now this next part, you are going to have to twist and kind of fuss with the glass going inside the housing. As long as you're holding it where I am on the thick part of the tube, just give it some jostling. It will go in. It feels very awkward, but eventually it gets to where it needs to go. So here, I'm just kind of orienting the glass and once it's inside the housing, I'm going to place the rod through the 2 holes and twist it so that the rod is now horizontal within the housing. And that's not going anywhere. Hopefully. Here's another angle of it, nice and secure. And if I were to twist it right here, it would fall out. And that's why we put the small floor on this piece. So I'll set that back in, get it horizontal, pull it all the way out, and then I'll bring out the small wooden plank. And again, there's another slight slant on the back of it on this side here, and then this side is flat, and again it should fit very smoothly. So here's the fussy part of the project, installing the weight. There are 2 sides of it. One side over here, that's where the glass will hold. And the other side, which you might not be able to tell, but it's a little cleaner. This side is just a gunky mess. That's where we want this to go. So I've found that supporting it from underneath and slowly entering the glass is the best method. And if you line up the number 10 with one of the sides of the hexagon that's a little bit bent in, that'll give you a nice snug fit, which is exactly the way that I've worked the glass around the weight in the hot shop. So this is what it should look like from the side. This is completely unsupported now. Just friction connection, letting the glass mold do its job, and the weight is now being suspended in a very threatening manner. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about earlier. This side here has a little bit of a dip in it, and that is where the number 10 should be placed. Just gives it the best fit possible. And again, a gentle support up, and then you can pull the weight out, just like so. Same thing as before, support from the back, gentle support up, and it should fit together quite nicely. I hope this helps, and thank you so much.